Hey, what's up guys, welcome to FindGap, and in today's video I'm going to teach you how you can install ShadCDN UI in your ReactJs application. So in this video we will learn step by step how we can implement the ShadCDN UI in our ReactJs, and obviously Tailwind CSS will be required. So we will also learn that before implementing the ShadCDN UI, how we can implement the Tailwind CSS in our ReactJs application. So friends, video is going to be more important, and before starting the video I request you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So first of all, you can see that in my this specific folder named FindGap ReactJs projects, there are already many ReactJs projects available. So first of all, we have to create a new ReactJs project here. So what I'm going to do, I am going to right click here, new and folder. So before creating the new ReactJs project, you can create a new folder. So I'm going to name this ShadCDN tutorial. Okay, I will press enter. So I have created this folder here. Now I have to double click on it to open this, and I have to click on this address bar. If you see on the top section, I have to click on it, and now I will remove this from here and I will type here CMD. So basically the command line interface will be opened in that specific folder. You just have to click on this address bar and type here CMD only. So now here I will type npm npx create react app. So basically this is the command that we use to build our ReactJs project, because we are already in this folder in which we want to create the ReactJs files. So that's why I am only going to type here dot. For example, if you want to create another folder inside this ShadCDN tutorial folder, instead of dot you can write here your folder name, for example maybe ShadCDN or something like that. But we have already done this process previously. We have created a folder and now we are inside this folder. So I'm only going to type here dot because I want to put my all the ReactJs file inside this. So now I will simply press enter here. So it will start creating the ReactJs, and you can see that all these files it is creating inside this folder. It will take some time, and maybe it depends on the speed of your computer. So here you can see that we have right here create react app. You know that there are other frameworks available like White or Next.js. So if you want to create that specific project, you just need to change this command here. You can search on the internet like npm command to create Next.js application. As you know that nowadays most of the developers they are using Next.js and White. These frameworks are written upon ReactJs, and this solves many of your problems. And in this video we are not going to talk about that, so this was just a hint. But obviously this, if you will create a Next.js application, so this tutorial may be not for you. This tutorial can be helpful for you, but maybe it will not fully for you, because in this video we will only learn how to install the ShadCDN in ReactJs only. So we will skip the Next.js application. Okay, you can see that the ReactJs project is set up successfully, and maybe you will see here happy hacking. And next I want to open this project in my Visual Studio Code, which is the code editor, and this is already installed in my computer. So I'm going to type here code space dot. So I am only typing this command because currently you can see that I am already in my ShadCDN tutorial folder. So this is the folder that I want to open in Visual Studio Code. So I will simply type here code space dot, and if I press enter, so you can see that this specific folder is opened in my Visual Studio Code. Okay, the next part is we have to install the ShadCDN. So let's start. First of all, you can see that I am on my Firefox browser, and here I'm simply going to type here ShadCDN. So you will see the first website. So you can note this link ui.shadcdn.com. So you open the right website for this. So I will open this. So this is their official website, and here you can see that you can create this type of beautiful components. So ShadCDN have many benefits over other CDNs like Material UI, because these UIs slow down your React.js because they load the whole components in your React.js application. But in case of ShadCDN, it only load the components that you required in your application. So this is very fast, and obviously this is open source and it provides you very deep customization opportunities. So if you know about Chakra UI, you don't have freedom to customize that. But in case of ShadCDN, it gives you much more freedom to customize these components because these are open source and code of these components will be available to you. We will see that later in this video. And here you can see that you can create this type of beautiful dashboards and beautiful components in your website using this ShadCDN. You can see here. So let's move towards its installing. If you can see here on the top section, here we have an option of docs. I will click on it, and the second option we have is installation. So I will click on it, and here it is asking you that either you want to install it in Next.js, in White, or maybe something Laravel. We are going to install in React.js, so I will select this. But obviously if you are using Next.js or White, so you should follow these installations. And as I already told you that in this video we are going to talk about React.js, so I will click here this manual option. So simply click on it and you will see all these steps that we have to follow to install this ShadCDN. So let's move toward the first step, and that is add Tailwind CSS. Components are styled using Tailwind CSS. You need to install Tailwind CSS in your project. As you know, maybe you will not know that ShadCDN use Tailwind CSS. So to implement ShadCDN, we must have to install the Tailwind CSS first of all. So I will right click on it and click on open this in a new tab, so we can install Tailwind CSS first. Here you can see that this is their official website. If you can see here, we have an option here, framework guides. Let me zoom in. You can click on it, and obviously the guides to install this Tailwind CSS in your project are different. It depends upon that which framework you are using, because we are using simple React.js, so I'm going to select this. Obviously if you are using others like Next.js, Laravel, so you have to select according to that. But I'm going to install this in simple React.js, so I will select create React app. So select it only, and the first step you can skip that because we have already done that, and that is create your project. As we know, in the beginning of this video we already have created our React.js project. If you can see here, all the files are available, so it means we have already created that. So I'm going to skip the first step, and the second step is install Tailwind CSS. So first of all, it provide me this command, so I will simply copy this command and open my Visual Studio Code, and you know that it provide us built-in terminal, so we have to open that, and here I'm going to paste that command and press enter. Obviously this terminal is same like as you can also run this command at this position, or you can use the built-in terminal provided by Visual Studio Code to execute your command. So our first command is executed, that's good. Now I will copy my second command from here, and again this command is to create the tailwind config.js file. So I will simply again run this command and press enter. So you will see here the tailwind config.js file is created successfully. And next, again I will move next, and here you can see that we have to update it this part of inside our tailwind.config.css. Yes, we need to provide configuration to make it work perfectly. And if I click on it, you can see that we have content section, so I will delete that and paste my copied code from there. So now you can see that. So this was the step 3 to configure your template paths. And okay, let's move next. Again I will open my browser, and the next step is add the Tailwind CSS directives to your CSS. So now we have to put this code in our main CSS file. In our case, our main CSS file exists in source and index.css. So I will simply copy this code from here, open the Visual Studio Code. Here is our source folder. This is our index.css, which is our main CSS file. As you can see that they also created a apps.css file, but this is not our main CSS file. Our main CSS file is index.css. So I will simply open this, and you can paste this code maybe in the top or maybe after this. You can, if you want to remove this, you can remove them. So I have removed that code from here and paste our this index.css here. Now again, let's move next. So it is asking me to run this command, npm run start. So that's it. So first of all, let me copy this from here, and so this is our terminal, and I will paste that command here and press enter. So you can see that our app is running here. If you want to know that either Tailwind CSS is configured successfully or not, what you can do, let me open the Visual Studio Code, and from app.jss, which is our component, first of all I'm going to remove this header code. So now you can see that our page is empty. First of all, I will type here h1 find gap coding or eat sleep code and repeat. So that's it. And now I will again go to my browser, and here I will search for text color property. I will click on it, and as you can see that these are all the classes. It is same as Bootstrap. It provides you classes that you can use in your components. So you can see that, for example, if I want to change my color of that specific text to green and I want to use Tailwind CSS, what I have to do, simply I need to copy this class, and I need to paste this class here. Class name is equal to text lime 600, and now I will again refresh this. So you can see that I have zoomed in a little bit, that the text color is changed successfully. So it means that Tailwind CSS is configured in our project successfully. So let's move to the next step, and which is step 2 in ShadCDN website. As you can see that first step we have completed, and the second step is add dependencies. So we have to execute this command to add ShadCDN dependencies to our project. So what I'm going to do, I will click here, and because we are using node package manager, so I will copy this to node package manager command. But it is possible that maybe you will not be using npm. So if you are using yarn or some other, so you can select according to that. But mostly developers use node package manager, but some developers also use yarn. So it depends upon you that which one is you are using. So because I am using node package manager, so I will click on the first option. So now this command will be copied, and again I will go to terminal. So first of all, we have to stop this process. As you know that our app is already running here, so I will press Ctrl C and then Y to terminate the job, and now I will right click on it. So you can see that I just right click and command is pasted here and executed automatically. So yes, this command is also run successfully. And the third step is add icon library. If you are using the default style, install this one, and if you are using New York, so you can this one. Basically in our project we are using default style. So I will copy this first command, not comment but command, and again I will paste this and execute that. Let me move it up a little bit. So yes, we have also successfully run this command, and next we have to skip this because we were using the default style, so that's why we implement this command. And the next step is configured path aliases. So you have to create this file in your main directory. If I click here and click on this icon, the file name should be tsconfig.js, but I will type here jsconfig.json. So if you notice that I write here js instead of ts, because we are not using TypeScript, we are using JavaScript, so that's why I named this to jsconfig.json. So next I need to simply copy this and paste this code here, and next let me scroll down, and the next step is we have to configure our Tailwind CSS file. So I will simply copy the whole code and open the Tailwind config.js file, and next I will simply paste that here. like this. Next I have to scroll down, and that step is add the following to your styles global.css. so here it is talking about index.css, which is our main CSS file. You can learn more about using CSS variables for theming in the theming section, but now we need to simply copy this. As you can see that these commands are already available in it that we copied when we were installing the Tailwind CSS. so I will copy this simply whole code and open my index.css file. Now I can remove this because this code is already available in the specific code that we copied. So simply I will paste here. So you need to paste that code here, and next scroll down, and I use a CN helper. Obviously you have to do one more thing, and that is create a lib folder, and inside your that folder create this file utils.js, not ts but js. So I will right click here and click on new files utils.js, and I will press enter, and next simply copy this command from here and paste this code here. Because we are not using TypeScript, so I will remove the following code from this file. The first one is this, and the second one is this code. So I will need to remove this code from here. So now after removing that code, our this utils.js file will look like this. So that's it, and next step is that's it. You can now start adding components to your project. So these were the steps that last but not the least we need to complete it, and after this we have to do one more step. If you can see here, we have installation section here, but after that we have component.json section here, and inside this section it provide me a command which is npx ShadCDN UI latest in it. So let me copy this command. I'm going to copy npm command, open the Visual Studio Code. First of all, let me type here CLS so I can remove the previous commands from my command line, and now I will right click to paste and execute. So now it will ask you some questions, so make sure to answer them very correctly, otherwise your ShadCDN will not be configured successfully. So first of all, it is asking, would you like to use TypeScript? No, in my case I'm not going to use TypeScript, so I will press arrow left key to move the cursor to no and press enter. The next question is, which style would you like to use? So I'm going to use the default style, so I will press enter here. The next it is asking that which color would you like to use as a base color. As you know, maybe you will not know that ShadCDN provide you multicolor theming, so but one color we have to choose for base theme. So I'm directly, you can use gray, zinc, whatever you want, but I'm going to use slate. And next it is asking, where is your global CSS file? Our global CSS file is inside our source folder, source index.css. so I have to type here src/index.css. so this is the path to our main global CSS file. I will press enter here. Would you like to use CSS variables for colors? I will press yes. And next it is asking, are you using custom Tailwind prefix? No, leave blank if not. So I will not do anything and simply press enter. Next it is asking, where is your Tailwind config JS located? So as you can see that our Tailwind config.js is located in our main directory. So I will simply press enter. And next it is asking that configure the import alias for, so I will again press enter. Again I will press enter. Are you using a React server component? Here again I will press enter, and we write configuration to components.json. so yes, I want to write these configurations to my components.json file, so I will press Y. So it will start writing. You can also see that the components.json file is also created here successfully. So next step is, let's import the first ShadCDN component in our ReactJs application. Okay, to do that, first of all, again I will open my browser, and for example these are all the components available that we can import. For example, if I want to import the button, simply I will click on button, and here you can see that this is our preview of button component, and here is the installation guide. And I want to install this using CLI, so I will simply copy this command, npm command, and here again let me type here cls to remove the previous commands, and simply I will paste this command here and press enter. So now you can see that installing button, so it is installing our button component. So done. If you can see here, we have a components folder here, and in which we have button.jsx already exist here, but it will create an error if I try to use this in our app.css. So let me type here import button from @component UI button, and if I copy this and paste here like this, login. Now let me refresh. Okay, we have to execute our project, like npm run start to run our project. Okay, you can see that. Let me zoom out a little bit. I also do that, but it was giving me this error too. So how I solved this, I'm going to teach you. So the error is module not found error, cannot resolve components UI button. So first of all, this is our component, button component, which contain the source code of our button component. I'm going to create a new folder here, which inside my source name components, and now I will simply drag and drop this button.jx from here to there, and I will press yes and yes. So now you can see that what I simply do, I use the command to import my button component, and that button component was imported in components folder, and inside there was a UI folder. So now we have a button.jsx here. Now again I will open my app.js file, and from here let me again click here import and button. So this time I have imported my button component from components and button.jsx. Okay, let me rename this from JSX to JS. That's it. And now let me refresh here, and again you will see that it will give you the last error. So we have to solve this as well, and that error is module not found, cannot resolve @libutils. Yes, if you want to solve this, if you can see here in our button.js component, it is importing the cn from @libutils. But what we have to do, we have to drag and drop this lib folder to our source folder, and just click on move, update import for lib. I will press here yes. That's it. Now you can see that this lib folder is inside our source folder. So again we have to do one last step to solve this. Let me show you. First of all, as you can see that still there is an error. Yesterday whole day I was sometime I was working to solve this issue, but I tried 3 to 4 times, but still there was an error. So how I solve this error, I'm teaching you in this video. If you want to solve this error, maybe by searching from Stack Overflow, you can do that. So now again I will open here, and here I will, instead of using the alias, I will use the relative path. I will remove this source folder, and we are currently in our button.jsx. If I type here dot and /, it means we will one step back in our main source directory, and in our source directory there already lib folder exists. So this is the lib folder name, and this is the utils.js file name. So now if you can see here, we have successfully imported the ShadCDN button component in our ReactJs application. So this is how I solved this error. Somehow the error was we were need to importing our components in a right way. So yes, you can search a different method for this error if you want, but this is how I solved this error. So friends, if you have any question, now obviously by using the same technique you can use these other components in your ReactJs application as well. If you have any question, you can ask us in the comment section, and please suggest us that how we can improve our videos so we can teach you in a more better way. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this video with your those friends who want to learn website development. And finally, thanks for watching.